Hey everybody, how we doing? Welcome back. Another episode, Chair Shot Sports. I'm your man, John Anthony. Thank you so much for joining us. What an amazing weekend we have had. An awesome King and Queen of the Ring over in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. And we ended all with Sunday night, Double or Nothing, AEW putting on a phenomenal card. Whether you're an AEW guy, WWE guy, you should be a wrestling guy. But if you are either one, if you're that guy holding the flag for AEW, I got to tell you, definitely a day where you have some bragging rights. AEW, phenomenal job with Double or Nothing. Matches were good. A lot of outcomes. I really didn't think were going to happen. We went 6-3 on prediction-wise from our prediction show last week. So that was good. But hey, enough about that. Let's get into the actual results. Let's talk about the show a little bit. First off, Will Ospreay, Roddy Strong for the International Championship. Awesome match, back and forth. A lot of false finishes, and like we called, Will Ospreay finally gets his hands on some AEW gold, the new international champion. Death Triangle, Bang Bang Gang for the Unified Trios Tag titles. Death Triangle definitely had it lined up, was definitely in their sights, and the returning Juice Robinson makes sure that Bang Bang Gang walks out with the gold. Awesome match back and forth. The women's AEW women's title match, Toni Storm and Serena Deb. Great match. We called somehow Mariah May maybe influencing or getting involved, maybe costing her that match. Or having the little, the nicks in the armor of of those two turning on each other. Mariah May obviously going for the AEW women's title. So obviously Mariah was trying to throw, if you watch, she was trying to throw the towel in, which would have given the title over to Serena. But Luther was able to stop her from doing that, and Toni was able to retain and win. Then we had the triple threat match with the Wrestler Hook and Y2J. The Learning Tree, Y2J, with the For the World title. Definitely a different interpretation on our end, but great match. I think it was awesome. Hook just gets better and better and better every match that he's in. Definitely working his way up the card in regards to where his matches land. Y2J still trugging along, still doing what he does best, putting on great matches. Did need the help though of Brian Keefe, the Hitman, and Big Bill to help him out to get him the 1, 2, 3 and to retain the FTW belt, walking out of Double or Nothing. Then a really great match with Tashida and Mox, a New Japan Pro Wrestling World Title eliminator match. This match had everything you'd want and more. Typical Jon Moxley match. 4 or 5 stars across the board. Awesome match. Mox does win that, putting Tashida on the shelf in regards to getting a shot at that belt. A match that I thought that we had talked about last week as maybe being a 5-star match didn't deliver what I thought it would be. And that match I'm talking about is Adam Copeland against Malachi Black for the TNT Championship. First off, the barbed wire cage. I know that people have come for WWE, how they've kind of taken the easy way out of putting the barbed wire, a little bit on top. And that's exactly what AEW did. Obviously, I'm not looking for this isn't, New Japan. This isn't a death match. This isn't GCW. Matt Cardona is involved in a match. So I'm not looking for I'm not looking for them to have barbed wire all over the ring, all over the cage, and just have people just bleeding like stuck pigs. But listen, when Cope's he's going back to the Brood. He's giving people blood baths when the lights go out. He's coming out to this new Brood music with a whole new look as well. I really thought that this cage match was going to have barbed wire a little more integrated into the match, maybe on the turnbuckles or something like that, or maybe on the middle part of the cage, not just a little wrapping on the top. I like it. Obviously, if you got to escape, you go through the barbed wire. Makes sense. But I thought it would have been a little more steel, a little more barbed wire, a little less gimmicky. Match was still great, though. Don't get me wrong. Definitely at the end, I like the false turn where it looked like House of Black was aligning themselves over with Cope. which was amazing. That would have been so wild. We would have been having, we would have to have a special edition Chair Shot Sports after last night to talk about that. That would have been amazing. So the fake out turn. I liked how they put the almost like the crown of thorns, but used the barbed wire on Cope. That was awesome as well. That was cool. Great match. Gangrel, of course, making an appearance, coming up from the bottom of the ring. Finally, the reunion we were waiting for. We should have gotten probably at WrestleMania last, when Edge was last in WWE. But I'll take it at this point. Better late than never. So that was amazing to see. Gangrel getting Cope the win, and Cope is able to retain the TNT Championship. So that was great to see as well. And then Mercedes Moné, Willow Nightingale getting it on for the TBS title. This match was great. Mercedes definitely has been putting some work in the ring. Looked great at the pay-per-view. Definitely, like we had called in our last show, and the prediction-wise, we had called that that Statlander would be turning on Willow during the match, costing her that. That didn't exactly happen the way we thought it would. Mercedes gets the win, takes down Willow. After that match, you see some stuff in the ring. Statlander gets her out onto the bottom of the ramp, and goes ahead and attacks her, knocks her out. So her and Stokely standing over her. So that rivalry is going to be good. Willow and Statlander moving forward. That's definitely going to be a great couple-month rivalry right there. Some great matches from those two. And, of course, big ups, like we talked about. We predicted it. Mercedes Moné finally gets her hands on some AEW gold after being signed with the company for quite a bit now. So debuting over at Double or Nothing, making it worth her while, getting her hands on some gold. And I do apologize. Getting over a cold here, so I sound a little nasally. I do apologize. So again, that was a great match. It was good to see. Christian Cage and Swerve, great match. Great back and forth. Obviously, people, interfering as far as Christian goes. Swerve getting a little help as well. But honestly, the spot of the night had to have been when Swerve countered Edge's spear into a house call. Awesome move. You're gonna be seeing that on IG Reels for a bit. It's probably become a meme or a GIF. That was awesome. Swerve gets the 1, 2, 3, retains as your AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And of course, the main event in Anarchy in the Arena was Team AEW versus Team EVP with the Jacksons, Jack Perry and company. Again, it's exactly what they described. I mean, they were just going at it for a while, playing the music while they're all fighting. They finally cut that. Some big spots. Obviously, Jack Perry getting set on fire, looking like the Human Torch, running around, getting put out by the EVPs. And, of course, Darby taking tacks to his face. Like, that was wild spot to me. Wild, amazing match. I had Team AEW pulling out, but the Jacksons, the EVPs, they're able to get the 1, 2, 3. Able to get a win for their team. So the chaos continues this upcoming Wednesday on AEW. So yeah, overall, definitely give it a solid A-. I think it was a great pay-per-view, great matches, some good storytelling. Obviously setting up a lot of storylines after this, going into the next PLE or the next pay-per-view they do on TV. On Dynamite, I think it was good. I think they're getting Tony is definitely, I think, giving the reins to more people that are in the business of writing the storylines, letting storylines breathe, letting things happen naturally. And of course, if you're listening to this and you're like, don't you think you forgot something, John? Yeah, I did. MJF is back. What? Oh, Adam Cole coming out, maybe 3 minutes in, I'm like, this is it. This is how we're going to go. As soon as you start talking about the mask, then you get the video of him going in there, of someone going into pretty much the MJF house, into his man cave, if you will, with everything on there, the scarf, everything. When the music hit, the roof blew off the joint. It was great. I'm marking out. MJF is back. And an outfit that looks quite a bit like how Triple H looked when he debuted back at MSG after his injury. But I love it. He pulled it off great. Freeman is in phenomenal shape. Looks great. Comes in, cuts a MJF-esque promo. The asshole is back. Maxwell Jacob Freeman is back, ladies and gentlemen. He looks great, and this is definitely going to be the summer of MJF. Looked great. I love the promo. I don't need New Japan, and I don't need Vince McMahon to make me, because MJF, man, MJF. Definitely out of the. I think he's good. I think Max is going to be able to pull off what a lot of people try to do. I like almost like a John Cena. Like, obviously he is the face, but you want him to turn heel. Max coming out as the heel is still getting cheered as a face. Like, he's one of very few people that are able to pull off the trick of being hated and liked at the same time. So whatever way you're going, you want the fans for you to go the other way, but he can still pull off promos and still pull off the in-ring work either way. Again, like I said, phenomenal shape, looks awesome. I'm very, very excited to see. I don't think he's going to jump right into a AEW World Title picture storyline, but I think that's definitely on the horizon. Probably, I would imagine, probably late summer. I would imagine probably having him build up. I'm sure Adam Cole announcing that he's now able to, pretty much able to get into the ring, get it on. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the first rivalry that we want to see. You get a couple months of that, maybe Undisputed getting involved, Undisputed being banned, people helping on MJF. Maybe he has some guys that join up with him in a tag team. I would imagine maybe Undisputed and MJF are heading toward a Blood and Guts match, I would believe. Maybe MJF gets some dudes to get with him on his... Blood and Guts is definitely setting up for some sort of catalyst where I feel like Tony gets more involved in that storyline with the EVP storyline. Obviously dropping Darby off with the flamethrower, things like that. But you're going to see a Team AEW versus a Team Jackson, Team EVP as I like to call them, at a Blood and Guts. And also you're looking at Team Undisputed or Team Cole going toward a Team MJF, with MJF getting some guys on his side. So Blood and Guts is looking awesome. I think it's going to be a great pay-per-view this year, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. But again, MJF is back, ladies and gentlemen. Get excited. And as we like to call him now, the Wolf of Wrestling, because he ain't freaking going anywhere, baby. That man is AEW through and through, showing off the new tattoo with the chip with AEW on it. So that was awesome as well. So now we know MJF is not going anywhere anytime soon from AEW. So with that being said, let's get on a little more of some more WWE talk. If you're like me, you like to game in the mornings. Luckily for me, my days off from work come Sundays and Mondays. So I get my kids down, I jump on, get a little WWE in my life, get my 2K on. I turn on today, and what do I find? I get an Uncle Howdy QR code greeting me. I'm on WWE2K today. Amazing. So let's talk about what happened in the game first. So you get the code, you download that. The first thing it shows you your locker code. What that is, for those of you that don't play, you put that in, you get yourself a special either set of cards, a special card that you can use in my faction and use within the game. So this one is I shouldn't give it away. I'm not going to give it away. If you don't know what the code is, go to WWE2K, lock in, find the QR code, get your locker code. So it is a cool manager card that it gives off, and it says the word amethyst, bright purple. It's the Nightbird logo, the new Nightbird logo that Uncle Howdy is using. Can't give you the code, gotta go find that yourself. So that's pretty cool. Again, if you kind of you have to unpeel things like layers of an onion. You gotta kind of do some digging. So I Googled amethyst. It's obviously a color, a quartz. A color that is usually somehow tightened in with royalty, humility, being humble, royalty, that kind of thing. So I didn't really see anything in the way of that. So that's something interesting to see. And the cool thing is, obviously, at the bottom of that, it gives you your locker code, but it also comes with a cool video. This video, I don't know. Now again, I don't know if they're going to show something tonight on Raw, or if this is meant to be the code of the day, as a little Easter egg to get on the game, incorporate that as well. The video is probably the closest we've gotten in regards of seeing what the new characters of the new White Six or the Uncle Howdy faction are. I shared a couple on our X, on our Twitter, also on our Instagram. One of them, I would want to say clear as day, is Joe Gacy. At the end of this video, I would guess the Sister Abigail or whoever the mother patriarch of the group is going to be, pulls the veil off their face. Obviously, 0.1 second too quick to see what the face is. Couple other Easter eggs. You have more people driving, going into a house. So if you saw the QR code on Friday, what it looked like, it was, let's talk about that a little bit. It looked like the Uncle Howdy was getting into Nikki Cross's home dwelling. I've went and looked at other audio of her husband talking. It looks like it was him playing the 2K game. And if you want to get deeper into it, Killian Dane's playing 2K in a match at Extreme Rules 2 years ago. Of course, that's where Bray Wyatt reintroduced himself with his new promotion. His new gimmick when he came back to WWE. So with that being said, it looks like there's someone outside. Killian's looking outside. And you definitely see a face. And then it kind of goes over to somebody standing in front of the doorway, all red. Definitely looks like Uncle Howdy. Cuts out there. So it's interesting to see what happens on Raw. If there's going to be a secondary QR code that is shown. Obviously, a lot of people, not just myself, we talked about that King and Queen of the Ring was going to be the jump off, kind of where we get some sort of introduction into this new group. Somebody, making an appearance. If you watch the pre-show for King and Queen of the Ring, there was a glitch when Michael Cole was talking, and it made him to say Uncle Howdy. So there was also a QR code, for the one we were talking about on King and Queen of the Ring. So it's getting good, guys. We're on the road. We're gonna get there. I would like to think sooner than later. Maybe Clash is where we do it. I would imagine, or Money in the Bank, maybe in Toronto. But we're sooner than later. We're closer than what we were to getting at least some sort of reveal of who's in it, what's going on. I'm sure there'll be some Easter eggs tonight on Raw. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. And speaking of Raw, let's talk about what we have to look forward to on Monday Night Raw. We have the King General, no longer the Ring. The King General, Gunther, is going to address the minions, address the people as the new King of the Ring on Monday Night Raw. So that's going to be interesting to see where we go from there. With Ludwig by his side, that's going to be great. We also, of course, Liv Morgan has finally completed the Revenge Tour. Liv Morgan, if you live under a rock, you haven't seen it, is the new World Women's Champion. She was able to defeat Becky at King and Queen of the Ring. Great match. Like I say it all the time because I like to own it. I was probably a big Liv, critic. But you know what? She got it done in the ring. This whole Dominic Mysterio thing is going to be amazing. It's a collision course head on going to SummerSlam. Rhea, Liv. The way I have that going is I feel like Dominic obviously is going to play it to Rhea. Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I messed up. I can't believe this happened. And then do the full turn to cost Rhea the match at SummerSlam. Or maybe again, I think maybe it's hard to tell because Rhea I think they're saying maybe Money in the Bank she's ready to go. But I think you'd want Liv and Rhea somehow to have some kind of great match at SummerSlam. So maybe they have the first title match, Dom turns, and Dom's in Liv's corner. Maybe for SummerSlam, and Rhea gets her title back. I feel like at this point by SummerSlam, I feel like Judgment Day is going to be no more. I really feel like the wheels are coming off the wagon. Damian definitely is just highlighting himself into a main event player. He has some amazing matches coming down the road. Drew McIntyre, Clash of the Cancel. Gunther at SummerSlam. Like, that is going to be amazing to see, amazing to watch. And don't forget, there's one guy on the shelf who's very, very close to being medically cleared, and that's CM Punk. And that match is going to happen as well. Drew McIntyre, CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. The next 6 to 8 months, I feel like on the Raw side, how that's looking. I mean, obviously Cody has his stuff going on SmackDown, but what Raw is really shaping up to be in the next 6 to 8 weeks in the competition in the World Heavyweight title picture is going to be amazing. You have Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Gunther, just so many people rising up. And obviously, can't forget about Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is on a course, man. He is on a run right now, just moving through anybody and anything he has to make it known that he will not be looked over, and he is a force to be reckoned with on the Raw brand. If I had to make a prediction, probably right now, almost mid-year, I feel like Braun Breaker will be your Royal Rumble winner for 2025. I think it's easy to sit here and say he's going to get gold sometime before the end of the year, but it's very crowded right now at the top. And yeah, I mean, he could probably go and mow through all those guys, but you don't want to rush him because again, the one thing I like about the Paul Levesque era is that we're not doing the Roman Reigns 4-year story. We get that. We don't want that, okay? Obviously, guys are holding on to titles. Gunther had it for 666 days, unprecedented. But you want to have title reigns with guys where it matters. Like, Becky dropping her first title defense. She's in a contract right now. Her contract runs out after this week. Like, that could be it for Becky. And those kind of things make sense because obviously they had to pivot with Rhea going down. Who do we put the belt on? How does it make sense? How do we get the belt over to Liv? And how do we make this make sense? So, that all that, I get that. But Raw right now, the World Heavyweight title picture is very, very crowded. So I would have to definitely, biggest prediction right now, midway through 2024, Braun Breaker is your 2025 Royal Rumble winner. Mark it, book it down. It's recorded. We'll revisit this. So with that being said, we talk about what happened over on the SmackDown brand right now, looking into this week. Nia Jax is your queen of the ring, has already saying she's, Bayley, get ready. I'm coming for you. It's going to be interesting to see who Becky defends that belt against before, obviously, SummerSlam. Will Becky even be the champion by the time SummerSlam rolls around? It's time for Nia to get her title shot. A lot of things going over on the blue brand. And obviously, we can talk about the red brand as well when we talk about this. A lot of people are very, very being very critical of how King of the Ring was booked. Like I said, we called Tiffany and Gunther to be your winners. We were 50%. We got Gunther. Tiffany went out in her semifinal match against Bianca. But you have to remember, like, with all this being said, in another almost month, not a month and a half, in another month, you have Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank, and again, mark it down, book it. Tiffany Stratton is probably the odds-on favorite right now to get up and grab that briefcase and have a future women's title chance on SmackDown. On the men's side, you want to really say this is LA Knight's time to get that briefcase. So it's one of those things where he doesn't need to stay relevant and just go out there and win all of his matches and to stay hot. He's Money in the Bank. So when it's time for LA Knight to grab that title and when it makes sense, him cashing in is probably the smartest move to keep him relevant with a lot of other guys that have come back. So with prediction-wise, again, 2024, Money in the Bank, your men's winner is going to be LA Knight, and your women's is Tiffany Stratton. Those two are going to climb the ladder, grab those briefcases, and have future title chances down the road. So it's going to be great. It was an awesome weekend for King of the Ring and also for Double or Nothing. An awesome week planned on NXT Raw and SmackDown. So if you guys are watching this and you're not subscribed, 94% of you guys who watch this and like it, you guys aren't subscribed to our channel. Please give us a like. Shoot us a subscribe. We appreciate it. Weekly episodes, special edition episodes on anything cool or wild happening in the business. We're also on X and also over on Instagram at Chairshot Sports. And also catch us this upcoming Saturday on our debut episode at 6 o'clock on Saturday on Live 365 on 105 The Block, Chairshot Sports. First inaugural episode on our radio episode. So definitely check us out on that as well. So guys, I'm John Anthony. Thank you so much again for joining us. Hope you guys did an amazing, amazing weekend of wrestling. Grab a cold beverage and get ready for Monday Night Raw.